All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is John with Casino Gaming Central here on House Edge Live. It's Thursday. For you, it's Friday. For me, the last show of the week. We only do 4 a week now. I need my Friday sleep-in time. But yeah, good morning, Badger Baron, Sandman, a.k.a. Sandman. Good to see y'all here. Today could be a fun little day, I think. What I want to do today is, as nerdy as I am, I don't really mess with AI that much with regards to strategy building. Although I did build a strategy builder with AI for the Nexus application, which I can't show you yet, so we'll use Claude today. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of show you sort of the ways that I use AI in my daily life and prompt AI to help us build a crap strategy. That's my idea today. We're going to go ahead this morning and we're going to build a crap strategy with Claude. And I'm going to try my best to prompt it in a way that I think makes sense for it to give us the results we kind of need, not the results we want. What you'll find with AI is that AI loves to please you. AIs are built to be they're very, they're obviously they're code, but they're built to make you want to keep using them. So they use very polite language. They're very terse, or they're very verbose. They love to tell you how great you are. I'm going to try and challenge it today. So we're going to build a crap strategy the way I think we should build one. I've never done this before. So we're going to give it the horseman. We're going to give it the I may give it duck and cover. I may give it that one, and we'll see if it can improve it for us. We'll just see what, and then I'll go to my table and we'll kind of run it out. We'll see what happens. All right. So with that said, especially today, probably important for us to realize that there's no way to really get this done, right? The casinos, they're here to kind of take your money. I mean, maybe you didn't know this, but their business model is to bleed you dry. And no amount of AI is going to change that. There's no computer program you can write that will change that. Aside from blackjack card counting, there's no way with any kind of magical computer skills you can beat the casino because they have more money than you, right? They have more time than you. They have everything over you. Even if the game's paid fair, they'd still win because of just those basic facts. All you've got really are the tools in the bridge, right? Your bankroll, your ability to kind of play within your own risk levels, how smart you are. Do you understand your games? Do you have discipline to walk when it's good, when it's bad, getting in, getting out, right? Are you setting goals and are you emotionally stable? Well, today we're going to take the emotions out of it. We're going to go full computer norm today. Skill says good strategies are 6, 7, and 8. The 6, 7, 8 strategies are okay. Here's the thing, man. I've been trying so hard. I really have been trying hard to work with 6, 7, 8 types of plays. The other day I ran one. My favorite duck and cover strategy. I love duck and cover. I ran it with a lay and we got destroyed, right? Because the 6, 7, 8, the 7 part of that sometimes hunts down the numbers that you're on. Some days it's PSO Central, right? And you're making money that way. Some days, if it's not, it seems like it hunts down what you're on and it's a little frustrating. So anyway, I want to get today, like I said earlier, I want to play around with AI a little bit. And I think AI is one of those things it's going to take off, they say. Remember back in the early, the mid 90s when they said, somebody said, the internet's a fad. It's not going to take hold. Don't worry about it. And here we are. AI, I think they said that for about a week and then AI just took off and it's taken everything over or taken over almost everything. God forbid you're a legal, a paralegal, right? But anyway, we're going to use it today to do some strategy work. And we'll find out, can AI really understand the game? Can it really understand the game? Can it really understand strategies and go? I'm going to try and talk to it like a real partner. So with that said, let me get in here. Let's go here and we'll go to Claude. And I've got my Claude set up. Let's see. Oh boy, I have to put it over here. Really? That sucks. I'll move the chats over there. Okay, here we go. Boy, I wish, what? I can't do that. I'm sorry. I got to move the windows around because I need to be able to see the window that it's in. And if I do that, then it messes this up. So let me do this. Hold on one sec. We're going to make this look like that. We're going to move that over there. Make that nice and wide. There we go. Oh my gosh. Good enough. Good enough? All right, here we go. Welcome, John. Okay, so I'm going to try and dictate. I do this when I'm walking. Actually, it's kind of funny. We talk. I'll give you guys some inside baseball here. And if you have questions, by the way, that you want me to ask the chat bot, put them in chat. Put a little chat colon, or put AI colon like this. Do like AI colon, blah 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 blah, and I'll ask it that question for you while we're playing around. Anyway, I use AI quite a bit to kind of think through work problems. Like I'll put my headphones on and I'll dictate to it and we'll kind of talk as I walk. When I was going to Vegas, I drive back and forth to Vegas from Seattle, so it's 15 hours. I spent quite a bit of time dictating to AI. And again, you just press the little microphone here and talk to it. Dictating, and we actually came up with a couple of table games. We actually designed 2 new table games that are blackjack and craps alternatives that I may try and sell one day. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to press the button, dictate, and we'll see if we can't get it to hear. If not, because the microphone is being used by the show, it may not be able to hear the microphone. I may have to type. Here we go. I'd like to build a new crap strategy, and we're going to base this on one called the Hedgeless Horseman. That strategy begins with a 2-unit bet on the don't pass, and then it makes 3 1-unit sized come bets. Period. The idea for that is that we capitalize on the 40% or so rolls that end at roll 3 or 4, 2, 3, or 4. If the roll goes longer, we have some come bets up there for some right side action. It works pretty well, but it ties more than it wins and loses. It's kind of a midland strategy. I'd like you to help me improve that so that we have a higher win rate, capitalizing better on long rolls and making sure that we don't get destroyed when the table goes cold. Let's see what it says. I actually did a pretty good job of doing that. So we'll do the horseman first, folks, and then we'll see what it does with either the Dallas drawdown or the dog and cover. Let's see what it does. Oh, I should give it. I'm going to give it more instructions here in a minute. I usually start my sessions with a specific instruction. Let's let it come back and see what its first response is. And then I'm going to ask it 2 things. So I'm going to tell it, number 1, to be less verbose, because this thing likes to do, write you a book almost on the replies. And I'm going to ask it also to do some pushback. So let's see what it says here. Let's see what it says as it comes back. This might be kind of boring because AIs, although they are powerful, they are not always super fast. So we'll see what it does. Meantime, how you guys doing out there in chat? Did I say crap strategy? Yeah, crap strategy. It knows what I mean though. AI build a table game called Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. Actually, the game that I'm trying to build, I'll spill the beans a little bit here. It's what I wanted was some kind of way to have a craps feel to a blackjack game, because blackjack is every hand kind of resolves itself, as you know, right? It's one hand, you're win or lose, one hand, win or lose. I was trying to find a way to make blackjack feel like craps, to where you could press your bets, okay? Where maybe you don't lose until you lose to a 20 or 21. Maybe like your bet stays up, or maybe it's like a smaller win. Like if you win, how do I say this right? Like if you win the hand, you win a graduated amount, right? So if you win with a 16, 17, right, you win different amount of money, but you don't lose at all unless you lose to a 21 or a 20, like a 7 craps. I was thinking, right? So that way you could like be kind of in the game for a while. Your $25 bet stays up, right, as you're playing until the big loss happens. Like you win 50%, win 50%, win 50%, lose it all on the 20. That way you're more encouraged to kind of press your bets and let the thing roll. Anyway, we'll see. I have to do some more work with the payouts, because I don't think people want to walk up to a table game, put up $25 and win 15 when they win. So winning less than 1 is a cognitive problem that people have. But this thing is taking forever, and architecting too. Look at this thing. Wow, it's really, Claude is really going after it here. I thought this was going to go faster. I probably should have practiced this before we started the show today, but let's see. Wyoming Dice. I've used AI to drop 3 days worth of shooters and had to compare. Oh, that's cool. What did it do? Did it do a pretty good job of that for you? I've done the same thing actually. I dropped a bunch of rolls in there one time, and I said, hey, if I started my dice with and I actually gave it like the left die, right die thing. And I said, if I started my dice set with this dice set or that dice set, what would the results have been? I was trying to get it to like just give me the transposition of the dice. It wouldn't do it. It kept telling me dice control is not real. You're wasting your time. Why are we doing this? It actually pushed back pretty hard and didn't want to do the work, if you can believe that or not. But yeah, wow, look at this thing. It's talking about, look at it. It's really going after it. Wow, my goodness. Wait to see how much comes back on this thing. It's probably going to write me a freaking book when it's all done. There we go. Good bones on that one. See how it tells me? It tells me that I'm right. It's got good bones and I'm right. And here's this big analysis. I'm going to, after we read this together, let's see how it analyzed it. But then I'm going to tell it to give me a little bit more pushback and a little less verbosity. Here we go. All right. So 2 in the 3, 3 in the come. All 3 horsemen are, look at this. I'd even use my language. AI just loves to make you happy. The entire thesis is built on net you +2, 3, 1 over hedge drawn bet. The strategy turns light exactly at the moment it's supposed to cash. That's not a tie problem. It's the tie is the cause. Okay. Let's see. There's no leverage. It's all flat bets. So the flat bet produces a compressed distribution. You can't build a win rate machine out of even money. The cum craps leak. Each cum bet has an 11% chance of instant death, which we see when I play the horseman, right? The craps in the cum does suck a little bit, and the come out massacre, right? The point made, DP fired, right? Okay. So that happens. This 100% happens. The point made kills us, right? All right. The fix. Lay odds are the engine. The point is established. The DP is a 59.4% favorite, which we know it's about a 60% favorite. You are not monetizing that at all. So it says lay odds are VIG free, EV neutral, and critically removable at any time. So what it wants me to do is this: on a point of 4 or 10, risk 4. Let's see, DP win, risk to win 3. It's just not give me a number. It just says what the odds are. Okay, constant win, laying automatically, risk the most where you're the biggest favorite. That's the correct direction. Or rerun your outcome. Okay, so if we do that, we're doubling our potential. The point repeater is the big ugly. The point repeater is where we lose 5 instead of 2. The dead zone becomes a win zone. All right. So the fix is not a static structure. So here's what I think the idea is. He wants me to lay odds, come down whenever I want, come odds go up whenever I want. So free optionality with the current strategy. So here's what it's saying. Phase 1, dark side, 2 units, point established, lay the odds, comes on rolls 2, 3, 4, no odds, betting the 40%. The turn, the shooter makes the point or 2 come numbers repeat. This is interesting. Look at this. Look at this. The AI says the shooter has proven that he's got legs. The 7 is no longer my friend. The AI actually believes that if the shooter makes the point or 2 come numbers, that they're hot. So go with the shooter. So you ride them, kill the lay odds, turn the come odds on, press the odds, and go full right side. That's what it's telling me to do. Go full right side. The come out rule: never fire a DP into a come with 3 comes traveling. That's interesting. So don't do a DP when I have a couple of come bets already up there. And second point made or a second number of odds hits regress. Okay. This does not beat the house, which is great. Okay, now I'm going to do this here a little bit. I'm going to say good analysis. That's actually like this. I'm going to do this. Okay, that was good analysis. I think we should do is we'll try the DP with some odds until we get beat on the DP with the odds. The come bets, should we place the odds right away, or do you recommend that we place the odds after one of them gets hit using only profit to make that move? Along the same lines, could we use come bet wins, the profit from those rather, to pay for the odds on the DP? I'd like you to do a couple things for me. 1, don't be quite so verbose. Give me bullet points. And 2, if you feel there's a hole here, push back and ask me follow-up questions. All right, let's let it do that for a minute. Let it tick away here. And again, as I'm doing this, that last command I gave it was important. Okay. Don't be verbose. Give bullet points. Again, AI likes to do this. Look at all this crap, right? It's a lot for us to consume. AI has become really good at giving us too much information. It's almost like it's overload, right? And the devil's in the details. So I want only the details. And also, because AI loves to tell you how great you are, and it does, right? It starts out by telling me good bones on the strategy and I'm right, right? It does point out there's a flaw that it can fix, but tell it to push back. Tell it to ask you follow-up questions so that you can definitely have it understand what's in your brain before it gives you the final play. I'm going to ask it here in a minute, what is the actual bet sequence it wants me to do? We'll see what it does. Let's see. While it's thinking, I'm going to read your chat to see what we have here. Let's see. Maybe I will say, I'm afraid the 7 will roll. That's funny. Canberra's on a cruise, going horseman to come ladder to crappies. The continuous don'ts work. I'll tell you what's a good cruise ship strategy while you're there is crappies all day. Crappies play all day, and the horsemen are very similar. The horseman is always don't 3 comes. The play all day, it's kind of it goes don't pass, come, don't pass, or don't come, right? It has a rhythm to it. Both of those things, because they tie quite a bit, work really well on the cruise. As long as you're getting rated for all 4 bets, you're good. The trouble with the horsemen on the cruise I found is that the early 7s, you don't get enough money out there. You have 3-4 units at risk, that's it. And the ratings were low, not on the potential risk, but on the actual risk. Anyway, let's see. What does Skill say? If I considered running 2 AIs together, you know what? That's actually kind of interesting, Skill. Let me do this. I'm going to fire up ChatGPT. While I'm here, I'm going to copy those same prompts. I'm going to take the first prompt here, exactly as I gave it to the other one, and give it to ChatGPT. I'm going to see what ChatGPT says about that. And then I'm going to give it the same follow-up. Okay. GPT, by the way, comes back almost instantly. It's so fast, right? It's already got the answer for me. The transition horseman. Oh my God, I should show you this. You ready to see this? This is going to be so funny. Wow. While Claude is still thinking, Claude's a better AI than GPT is, but let me show you this. GPT already came back. Let me go, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Let me try and share. Oh my God, this is such a haphazard show, but let's go to ChatGPT. There we go. All right, there's ChatGPT. I gave it the same initial prompt. Okay. It says, let me zoom in a little bit here. Can I zoom in? I can't. You have to read with me. It says, its first thing is, I actually like the premise of the horseman because it's exploiting a real phenomenon rather than a progression. Okay. At the 40% hands for a 4th point, you're getting paid on many short hands while still having, it loves what I did, right? It loves me so much. The weakness is the early 7s are only worth 1 don't pass win, which is true. We know this, right? We get burnt on the don't. We don't go back, right? That's always been a part of it. Medium length rolls often tie because the don't loses, but 1 or 2 come bets hit. Very long rolls don't generate enough positive exposure because you stop at 3 come bets. Cold tables with repeat winners can chip away at the don't. These are all things we already knew. If you've watched my shows and you've seen me play the horseman, these are the things we always call out. I've never talked to AI about the horseman. It instantly figures this out on its own, which is very cool. It again, although it likes to kind of stroke you a little bit, it does give you pretty clear analysis, which I think is good. So instead of changing the philosophy, we're going to change how it evolves. Now, here's what AI does. Option 1, look at this. The transition horseman, it says my favorite. Like, how does it even have a favorite? Start with a 2-unit don't and the 3-unit come bets. That's already what we have. If we get to this point where all 3 come bets are established, okay, leave the don't pass. Every come hit immediately becomes odds of another come bet and replace it. So keep the come bets cycling is what it wants. It wants to cycle the come bets, right? So if I have a come bet goes up, I'll demonstrate this for you in a minute. We'll take the win as odds on one of the other ones and put that one back in the come. Just let the comes become kind of an engine. Eventually you'll have the DP, 3 come numbers, 1 or more with odds, which means cold shooters will still pay on the DP. The long shooters become increasingly right side based. You're slowly admitting the table is hot instead of stubbornly fighting it. Okay, cool. The second option is called the retreating horseman. As soon as the combat wins, pull the don't. Continue playing only combat. I wouldn't pull the don't. What I would do is I would plug it, but same idea. Instead of hedging forever, the DP is only there to survive the beginning. Think of the don't pass as insurance for a couple of rolls. Fewer pushes, bigger wins on hot shooters, much less of canceling. So it becomes a quick right side. Option 3, the reverse, is stay on the don't pass until 1 point is made or 2 combats are established. Reduce the don't pass to a unit. Remove it entirely after a second come win. Effectively, you're tapering it down as we go. Its fourth option is the momentum horseman, which takes, 2 DP, 3 combats. If a shooter makes 0 points, keep going. 1 point, leave it unchanged. 2 consecutive points, stop the DP. 3 consecutive points, beginning adding odds. Okay, this table has demonstrated, again, AI leaning into the idea that a table can be hot or cold, which we know is a lie. Number 6, replace the don't pass with the don't come. Start with 2 DP. This is basically Wayland's DC Pony. DC Pony from Wayland is the horseman, but from the DP, or from the DC instead. Move to a DC without embedding against the newest phase of the hand. And you can play that during the hand as it goes in. So his favorite improvement is 2 unit don't, 3 1 unit combats. Remove the don't after the first come winner and start doing replacing combats with some odds. So it evolves from right side to neutral to positive right side depending. That is the AI. Oh, it's got more. Look at this. State driven rather than static. Ambush, 2 DP, 3 combats. Goal, quick 7s. Oh, just giving me a more. Shooter survives all 3 combats. Reduce the DP. Start the odds. This is the bolt. Look at how much freaking thing it gave me. Great. Okay, that's interesting. That's ChatGPT. Let's go back. Let me go back and look at Claude. Did Claude come back with anything? Claude. Oh yeah, Claude came back finally. Let's see what Claude says. He changed this back to Claude. Okay. Claude says, your second question first. No, it's not backwards. Come profit arrives too late to fund the lay odds. Okay, that's interesting. For a come to produce profit, the number has to repeat. That's roll 5+ in almost every case. The only fast money, come money is an 11. Of course, in a 7, it's over. So in a 36 hands, that a 7 output roll 4, the hand strategy exists for. So it's saying to me, don't ever use the come wins as don't pass odds, which I have done in the past. But he's right in some respects. If you get to the point where the come bets are paying, the roll's going so long, the likelihood of losing that don't starts to kind of feel like it's increasing, right? Okay, so yes, profit fund the come odds, not because of house money. That's mental accounting. That's a fake, which is great. The real reason is funding arrive. Let's see, the evidence and funding arrive in the same roll. A come number repeating is the signal. The shooter has legs, and the unit that pays for that is leverage. The shooter can build his own odds. I like that. Also, come odds have no expiration. Cool. Pushback 1. I was sloppy last time, so it's going to be apologize. Let's see. Has proven legs. Worse, the dice rearm. Your thesis comes out every come out. The turn is still right, but honest. Positional predictive. You can be too dark. Okay. Cost of the trigger point. 6.5 units. Okay. That's tough. The hole haven't closed. You flip, kill the lay. Now now it's going to ChatGPT side. You flip, kill the lay, and now there's a new come out with 3 combats traveling and no DP. Come flats or contracts. We know that. Let's see. Scope of the turn. Come out cover. Does the DP ever fire again? So the DP, I'll say this. The DP bet never refires. It's 5 units per shooter, period, out of your rack. So you put your DP out there, and that's it. DP, 3 combats. The question is, how do we handle the combat wins? Do we turn right side, use them as odds? Do we lean into the dark side and use them as don't pass odds? And it says Iraq. Isn't that funny? It should say rack. Out of our rack. Okay, let's see what it says to that. While it's computing that, let's go down to my table and take a look at it. I'm going to move this out of the way here. Let's take a look at what it's trying to tell us to do. Let me zoom in to that. Can you see it okay? I think you can. Okay, so the typical horseman is 2 units on the don't. I'll put some greens over here in the bank's vault, and 3 combats, right? That may move up to numbers. What ChatGPT wants me to do is this. After a come bet comes down and hits. Take that as odds, leave this one in the come. If, let's say the 9 is the next one, right? The 9 rolls, right? So this comes up, this gets paid. Let's say the point, by the way, was a 5, okay? That goes up as odds. This goes back in the come, and the DP, we hedge off. He wants me to remove it. We'll hedge it. We'll just place the point. So we'll nullify the DP completely because now we've had a couple of repeat numbers. The DP becomes a zero sum, but now these two here are both playing. It's still 1, 2, 3 units at risk, but I have 2 units up here as odds paid for by the come wins. So the difference, I've done exactly that, but I've left the DP naked. We still end up in this tie situation. ChatGPT is saying, go attack the table. If you're here and it's a good looking run, get rid of the don't. We can plug it off. Let the third come bet recycle. The way that I normally play the horseman is this. When 3 come bets come up, what I have typically done is say, look, let's say the 6 rolls, we get paid and it comes down. The 8 rolls, it gets paid and we come down. The 9 rolls, it gets paid, we come down and let the don't pass ride. I don't replace the come bets. What ChatGPT is saying is use the win as odds, replace the come bet. Use the win as odds, replace. So keep these things cycling as long as I can. At worst, I've only got 3 units at risk with my don't pass. The worst case scenario, if we 7 out with all the odds up here, is that we win 2 and lose 3, we lose 1 unit. That's what GPT's recommendation is, which isn't terrible. It's not. It's actually an improvement. If you want to make the horseman go right side and keep on playing, that's not a bad way to go. And you could actually take one of these secondary wins that are up here, right? Of course, that would have to be $30, right? Or $30. Take a secondary win and then go to place bets, right? Do a regression up and pull with the place bets because that 6 right there is going to pay 25 flat, 30 odds, comes down, and now I've got $55. I can go 44 inside or 55 inside if I wanted to and turn that next win into some right side up and pull, up and pull, up and pull action. So that's what GPT is kind of recommending for us, which is not the worst play in the world. I actually don't hate that for AI to kind of come through and run through. All right, let me come back and let's look at what Claude did because Claude came back with an answer. Let's see what we have here. Go back here. Okay, so Claude says it's not a choice, it's a sequence. Your own trigger answers it. You said dark until we get beat on the DP. That is the turn, not he's hot. No superstition, not a base rate. Okay. DP live, come bet profit goes dark, lay odds, DP dead, come profit goes right, come. So it's really saying, so Claude is leaning into if that don't pass wins or loses, that's where your odds go. Never a second DP. He wants me to really lean in, it sounds like, to either full come odds or full don't pass odds, depending. Why come odds can't go up while the DP is live? The 0.6, lay 3 to win, lay to win 3. 3 comes up. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Every unit of come odds behind a live DP is a unit bet against your own DP. That's the tie. However, if we keep building those things up, we'll be in good shape. And I think that's what ChatGPT is highlighting. This line here is why ChatGPT wants me to hedge off the don't or remove the don't. Because they both come to the same conclusion, right? Every unit of come odds behind a live DP creates that bad tie situation. So both of them are saying if you get the 3 come bets and you get odds on one of them, take the don't out of the equation. That's what this is saying, which is interesting. 1 out of second DP funded by profit. You're right. Okay. Let's see. The rack cap kills the lay odds. Pick one. 5 units per shooter total, but a lay 2 to win. Lay to win 2 on a 4 is 4 units. Can't do it. 5 units flat only with odds sitting outside of it. Okay. Here's ask me some more questions, right? It wants me to kind of clarify that. Pre-funded lay odds are mostly a phantom. Okay, interesting. When the DP is live. Okay, the naked come out. DP dies. You never answered. Come traveling your point. Point repeats DP. What? Okay. So now we're getting back into some questions. And again, we're running low on time. So the next thing you do here is you start answering the chat's questions. You start going, okay, here's your answers. And question 1, question 2. We can run through it really quick. Let's see. You never answered. Come traveling your point. Point repeats. D minus 2 and lay. That come plus 1 bet, beat or wash. Okay, so I'll do one last clarification here, and we'll call it. All right, final clarification is this. We only ever risk 5 units out of our rack. So the idea is if the don't pass bet gets beat during the roll, we don't go back to it. The come bets become the only bets we have. The real question is, how do we handle come bet wins in this situation? Either we lose the DP or not. If come bets are repeating, what's the best move to make? Use the come bet wins as odds on other come bets, keep the come bets cycling, convert to place bets, or pull all of them down as they win and rack the profits. Let's just see what it says to that one clarification question while it is. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to table mode and let's run it out. Let's actually run what it said. Let me get my rack here. I'm going to put in the rack. Let's put a few $100 in the rack. Let's go. Let's see, 1, 2, we have $300 in the rack. That's good enough. That's a few turns at it. I'm going to take 25 as a quarter. And here we go. Let's go and run kind of what it suggested that we do. Let's just get a sense of the overall rhythm. All right. Put this over here. This will be the bank. And here we go. I'm going to put 5 units up. There's 5 units. I should do 3 sets of 5 units. Let me do 3 sets of 5. I'm sorry. We'll do 3 shooters worth. 1, 2, 3. There's 5, 5, and 5. We'll just see how shooter number 1, 2, and 3 do, and then we'll call it. Okay, here we go. Don't pass. We'll do it GPT's way. We get an instant win. It doesn't tell me what to do with this win, but because it wants to kind of lean into the aggressiveness up here, we're going to hold this aside, potentially make that odds on our come bets, or this could be odds on the point. Let's see if we can survive the second roll. Okay, we got a point of 5. There it is. Point is 5. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this actually down here. Let's make this lay odds. Okay, so 50. I need to make that. That's right. We can make that work. Should be 45 really, but let's do it. Let's do it the right way. Let's make it 45 with the penny change. Okay, so we'll lay the odds with that instant win. We'll take the wins and we'll leverage them up. Now it's first come bet time. We get a 7. Fantastic, right? 1, 2, and 45 pays 30 down here. So this could have been a 2-unit win or a 3-unit win. We've turned it into a little bit more. And now what we have is this. There's our 5 units for the shooter. We've got $130 in profit on that shooter. We're going to keep playing the shooter. Again, I want to feel the rhythm a little bit of this thing. So let's just try. Again, I'm going to keep this aside. I'm not going to consider this profit for this round. Every round of 5 units will have the same rule set. Okay, there. Oh, sorry, there's 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Coming out again. Aces. That's great. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to try and keep this separate as I can. That's great. So again, when we get a point, that'll be our odds on the don't. We got an 8. So the puck goes to the 8. We'll put. We need to make this 60. So I'm going to go ahead and grab. Actually, yeah, I should make it 60 to make it easier. I will pull $10 out of my change there. Let's go up here. All right, we got a 5. Second come bet. And again, now we're going to work the come bet engine. If these things repeat, we'll use them as odds. There's a 5. This is a perfect example. So the 5 comes down and gets paid. Come bet travels to the 5. We're going to go ahead and make that odds on the 5 and let the come bet ride. I will make this 30 so the odds are correct. A little bit of a power press here, but just to make the things correct. That's the first come bet. So again, we leverage that win. Now we lose on the point, which sucks. We don't go back. That goes to the 8. We need another come bet out here. We're going to use the pass line as our next come bet. It's the same bet. Okay, we catch a 7 on the come out. That pays that. This one loses. So that was a bad round. That was like the worst of all circumstances, right? So our shooter netted -3 on that one. Okay. The first shooter won. The second shooter netted a -3 because the worst possible thing happened. We got beat on the don't, and then we had to come out 7. That's the one kryptonite, but it didn't kill us. All right, here we go. Another shooter. Try it again. Look at this. Every single time we're getting this great little outcome here at the beginning. I love that. All right, back to the 8 again. And one more time, we'll take that. Plus 10. Lay it at 60, right? We can actually bridge it. 60 to win 50, right? Here we go. Coming in. Midnight. Come bleed. An 8. That was the point, right? Yeah. So it goes to the 8. Lose here. To the pass line we go. Puck is off. And it's a 9. All right, here we go. We're playing these two out. Play them out all the way through, right? So the 9 wins. That pays. This is going to be odds on the next one, okay? We can go up here actually as odds on the 6 with it. We'll leave those two. I'm not going to dig into the rack for more money. We're going to leave these two play. See what happens. There's an 8. That wins. I always work my odds. I should have told you. I work the odds all the time. Crap. Was that an 8 or a 9? That was it. Well, that was an 8, not a 9. So 20 pays 30. Sorry about that. 30 plus the flat. All right. So now we can recycle a come. That comes down. That goes there. And here we go. We lose our God. The comes are getting killed here. I think my point's right. I might have messed that up. 7 out. Those two lose. That one wins. Come back, and that second shooter lost 2. Effectively, we'll put the red here. So that one lost 3. That one lost 2. So far, we're down to just having 2 shooters left in our rack. We have 2 shooters. We've lost a full shooter's worth of bullets. We'll do one more crack at the recommended version of this thing. Here we go. 2 on the don't. It's a 5. Coming out. It's a 6. Coming out. It's a 4. And the third one, it's the 5. So we lose our don't again. My goodness gracious. Puck is off. Here comes the come out 7, right? Come out 11. Come out 11. Come out 7. And there's the horseman getting its tail kicked again today. Last shooter. Here we go. We really haven't had a chance to see this thing, what it recommended us to do, really go, except for the DP odds. 6. I want to see that come odds thing happen in real time. Here we go. So 6. So this comes down and wins. This goes up. That becomes odds. Recycle the comeback. We still have one unit left. Aces. Wow. My comes are getting destroyed. Okay, the 6. That comes up. This gets paid flat and odds. $25 up there. Recycle the comeback. And here we go. This is going to stay here until we get 3 comeback set, which we may or may never get to, right? There's the 5. We need our 3rd comeback. It's the 7. Lose those. Win that. Win that. So that shooter actually netted $60 or $55. Let's do it again. Let's run through until we're either out of money or until we're okay. Here we go. Coming up. It's a 6 again. Wow. How lucky are we today, right? 7. Tie. So we're down to our last actual shooter's worth of money. Here we go. We're gonna burn the whole bankroll. 3 shooters are gonna go bye-bye. There's a 9. There's the 7. That's good. 2 there. 1 there. We will reset. There's our profit. To that point, again, we're going to reset. We're not going to use the profit. We're going to let the thing kind of do its own deal. There's the 5. There's your comeback. Oh my God, the comes are getting destroyed today. How many times today have we lost in the come? An 8. Man, absolutely brutal. There's a 10. Here we go. 5. Jeez, a Lou. Unbelievable. Okay. Coming out to a 9. 6. 5. Whoop, off the table. 7. There it is. The whole thing went bye-bye. We're left with the profit from shooter number one. There's 150, 175, 190 out of whatever we started with. We started with 375. Lost half our money. Never got to see this thing happen. And what does that show you? Right? I mean, ask in chat, what does that show you? Like, I will read the comments before I go, Skill. What does it show us? Right? When you can't get that to work. GPT said, and I don't disagree. When the come bets start to win, we should be using them. Right? The table's transitioning or whatever. We can do another shooter while I talk. Right? How often in the horseman, and I ran a bunch of shooters today. Here's another little profit. How often did we ever get 3 to show? Right? We'll put the lay odds down here, $50. We'll do 60 to win 50. We'll get our come bet in. How often did we get 3 come bets at all to be set, let alone win and have odds as leverage? There's a win. It goes right up. And we'll use that as leverage on the odds, right? There's a 6, which again, it's so hard to get 3 come bets to work at all. Here's our last bet. Midnight, of course. 6, that pays 25. We'll go to the come with it. That'll be odds on the next one. It's so hard to get them to be set at all, let alone have these odds payments come through. This one does. That's great. So it's going to be 25 flat. 30 is going to pay 45. That's awesome. We'll come through again. Let it do its thing. It goes to the 8. And again, there's no win to pay odds on it. We'll let them pay as they go. There's a 5, 3, 4. Give me that damn 10, right? 6 is the point. Odds are working. There's an 8 that pays. We'll go odds to the 5 and come again. We'll let these bets recycle themselves. There's a 5. That's great. That goes up. This comes down and gets paid 45. So we'll do odds on the 5 and a new come bet and try and rebuild the rack. Finally, we get to see the ChatGPT idea come to fruition. Here we go. Let's see if it works out. That's an 8. Okay, it goes to the 8. No odds until something wins to pay for them, right? There's an 8. Gets paid on the win. So that comes out as the next come bet. There's an 8. Travels up. There's the 7. So all that goes away. That was fun though. A little bit of cycling in there. That shooter actually tied. After all that work, effectively you have your same 5 units left plus a couple of little. I guess we made $50. We made $50, $65 because this is actually profit over here. That's not terrible. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. Like I said, I like the idea of the horseman transitioning. I like the idea of recycling the come bets a little bit, but again, on the when you lose the don't, the best you can do is tie. Right? The best you can do is tie. Yeah, AI loses to the house. But that's it, right? Was it fun to see that in action? I don't know. Let me ask you guys in chat. Was that fun to watch AI build something or tweak something that we kind of like, put it out there and let it run? I don't know. Whatever. It's an interesting example of using it live. So let me come back over to the regular screen. Let's do that. Can y'all see me okay? Cool. Let me get to the questions really quick. I'm going to go check some questions. Let's see. Yeah, so Skill, I have done the 2. I actually have them both running now. So I had Claude and ChatGPT both give me effectively the same answer, which was replay the come bets and use wins as leverage when we could. We never got the situation where we had multiple come bets hitting the same roll with a DP to hedge the DP out. That never happens. And I think it's interesting going back to what I did the other day with the probability data, right? It's so hard to get past roll 3 or 4. That's why the horseman does so well on the light rolls. Anyway, which means that playing a strategy like this, where you're doing the recycling come bet, you have to have a perfectly long roll with repeaters to make it work. And it's so hard to do. You saw that the other day. So many rolls end by roll 9. It's like 80-90% of the rolls are over by roll 9 or 10. It's just one of these deals where having that recycling is so freaking hard to do. That's why the Horseman thrives the way that it does, but we're having troubles again making it make more than a Midland profit or a tie. That's the tweak we're trying for today. It didn't work out, but that's okay. It's one of those things where AI gave it a shot, right? I would say, suggested use the duck and cover to 66. Like that would be something interesting. Let me do a duck and cover and come down to 66, right? How can it improve on that? What else do we have here? Let's see. Prompt engineering. Yes, I do all of these things in my daily work. Prompt engineering, of course. Context engineering is hard, right? So building these enormous context documents, and I've got a bunch of. I actually have one for craps, but I'm building a craps skill that we can kind of zip and upload into the games or into our game, but also for you guys that will give GPT more context on how people play the game, how we interact with it. And that's the thing. The intent engineering and specification is tough, right? Being really specific with what you want. When I'm writing code with AI, I'm very specific about how I want things to look, feel, connect, be architected. This is more of a thought thing, a thought experiment. Let's just see what you think and let's kind of maneuver through it together, sort of thing. So let's see. Well, AI did say, skill, to start by going to the dark side, right? Remember the first one said, if you get an early win, cap it on as don't pass odds while you're going into the thing. When I put the restriction of 5 units per shooter is when it stopped with the don't pass odds. Like it was under the assumption that it was a 2-unit don't and 3 come bets, and I had more bankroll to use. When I put the restriction of only 5 units per shooter, it's when it stopped and said go right side. But out of the gate, what it wanted me to do was jack odds on the don't while the come bets are coming out. That was what its first thing was. And when I got those wins on the come out ace deuces, we did use that as don't pass odds. And that's kind of what it wanted us to do too. So yeah, it's kind of like it wants to lean to the right for sure. So again, with the 5-unit restriction is when it changed. So there we go. Let's see. AI running. Yeah, I think we'll send you to chat. The change in approach is interesting. AI running this simultaneously on Claude Pro will send you chat. The change in approach to answering is yes. And again, you have to ask it to ask you questions. You have to tell it, push back, be rude, ask me follow-up questions, because it'll just spit out what it thinks you want to hear. It'll do as best as it can to regurgitate to keep you playing. It's almost like it gamifies life. You've got to tell it to push back and ask. You got to have it ask follow-up questions. Otherwise you get kind of sloppy answers. So, okay, what do we get here? John's brain is as good as Claude's. Yeah, right. Claude. Yeah, we both lost our money, so there it is. Let's see. Tie Claude's strategy to a total bankroll to see if strategy can generate an overall profit in less than 9 rolls instead of profit per shooter. Interesting, right? Not caring about the point cycle, but just 9 rolls effectively. Okay. Maybe our next show we'll kind of come back and do some more of that for sure. Let's see. KR. Have my own personal fun and profitable using craps for years. Always do a few hundred up. And it's never failed me, but I want to see. Well, email me. John@procraps.net is my email address. Drop me an email. Happy to take a look at it and run it out here one of these days for sure. Let's see. Blitz. What does it say? Blitz make sure even something. Every time you said comebacks on to AI on voice, the text recording, it recorded me as saying comebacks. I know. And I said our rack and it went Iraq. You have to be very clear. Like, and I'm not a very clear speaker. I'm from the East Coast. I live in Washington now. My accent kind of goes back and forth, and I have a little bit of a, you may not know this, but I have a bit of a stammer and a bit of a stutter. When you meet me in person, for those who have, you'll notice that I do that. I have a stammer stutter. And so I tend to talk really fast to get over that. And when I do the AI dictation or even like text dictation, it gets it completely wrong because of the way I talk. A lot of that is me. You got to slow it way down and really speak clearly, and make your dictation more successful. It's funny to watch when it does that, but honestly, it gives you it'll send it off sidetracks because it tries to maintain context, but it doesn't always maintain context. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a great rest of your week. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Don't know what I'm going to do yet next week. I'm still waiting for the shipment of my table stuff to arrive, so it might be a week still before we can play on the real table, but let's go, guys. Have a great day. Love y'all. God bless, and see you Monday. Bye. Good luck on that cruise, Canberra.